Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nisha, and on this channel here I like to create, I like to sew, barely, I like to crochet, craft, just anything crafting, just like creating things. And I have an idea. I know, I always have ideas. Myself is always talking to me and coming up with ideas, so I be just, I gotta go with it. So I want to create a pattern. I looked in to the internet to try to see if anybody has done it. I couldn't find anything, but I'm sure deep down in the web it's out there. But I want to create a heart pattern for a sweater, but first I need to create the actual pattern before I try to create the sweater, right? So I was thinking I'll do a little gauge swatch. I have this beautiful brunette baby sport yarn inspirations. I got it from Joann's when she was on her last days, and the color is baby pink. And I got 2 balls of this. It's so thin, which I wanted it to be. So it is a weight 3, calls for a 4mm hook, and I just gutted her, and now out of her guts I'm looking for the pool. So let me go ahead and find this pool where I can start. I'm gonna do a gauge swatch, and then I think I'm gonna go on stitch fiddle and create the pattern there, but I just need to do my swatch first, so watch me do that. Okay. I found it. And I've made a mess in the process, but I found it. Okay. So let me go ahead and do my little gauge swatch, and I'll turn y'all around and I'll show you how I'm gonna create this pattern. Okay? Alright, we're creating this gauge swatch. We're just gonna make a chain, and this is gonna determine how long we want each square to be. So that's 13. Now I'm not sure if that's how long I want it, but let's do 15. I do know I wanted a number like that because I want to do hearts. So I know I want even amount of stitches on both sides. So that's why I did 15. So it'll be 7, 7, that's 14, and then 1 in the middle. So now I'm just gonna build up. I am gonna do double crochets because I don't want to be on this for 2 years, okay? So now I'm just gonna go ahead, you know what? Okay, we're gonna do 15 plus 2. We're gonna do the plus 2 because since we are doing double crochets, that 2 does not count. So 3rd stitch. And I'm just gonna do double crochets all the way back down. Okay, so I have my 15, and this is what it's looking like. Now I'm going to work up. I'm gonna say about 7 rows. I'm gonna do 7 rows, 6 or 7, then I'll come back and show y'all what it looks like. And then we're gonna head over to stitch fiddle to go ahead and draw our pattern in the grid. Okay, I'll be back. So I'm just in stitch fiddle and I'm going with crochet. We're gonna go, let's see, corner to corner, I think, no preference, empty, and we did a gauge swatch. Let's see, we have width 15 stitches, across and height. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7. Create a chart. Let's see. Why does theirs look longer than mine? Okay, that is it. So I'm just gonna put my heart in red. I'm pretty much just gonna draw a heart. Scoop this over so you can see. So that middle stitch, 7 and 7 is 8. So I'm just gonna kind of draw a heart of what I want it to look like. So that's what I want my heart to look like. So we're gonna make this blue because these will be our stitches. So this just helps me out. And all this blue is gonna be double crochets. And the red is actually gonna be skip stitches. So it's gonna be like a mesh stitch. Almost like, okay, so that's what we're looking for. And now that I think about it, we probably could have did 13. We maybe could have. Yeah. So I'm gonna do 13 on the new one. And all it'll do is move this over 2 rows. Because I feel like that's a lot of space. Now I could make it wider, but I want a heart to be kind of visible. So let me go ahead and redo this gauge swatch to 13. And then we'll come back. Okay, so now I have 13 rows, 7 high, and I went ahead and crocheted my 13 rows. So what I did, every time I came to the red, I just put a space. So I did a chain 1, then I skipped, just skipped the 1 stitch and went to the next one. So now I did row 2. I put 2 mesh stitches where those red stitches are. And I just put that chain 1 right in the middle. And so now I'm just going to repeat this pattern all the way up until I get to my 7 rows. And I will come back and show y'all how it looks to see if I want to change something, if I want to make this heart a little wider. So I will be back after I finish 7 rows. So this turned out to be too skinny. I don't know if you can tell. So I am going to make it a little wider, because the stitches are a little too close together. Maybe if they were half doubles, but I hate doing half doubles and it's gonna take longer. So now I have to decide if I want to do half doubles or if I just want to make the heart wider. See how that looks? I guess I'll just do both and I'll come back and I'll compare the two. But on camera you can kind of tell it's a heart, kind of from afar. But looking up close, it just seems like a little puny something. I don't know. But I'll be back. I'm gonna make this wider and then look at it and then do a half double. I'll be back. Okay, so this is the heart. I did, let's see, 13 rows still, but I adjusted the height to 10 rows and I did half double crochets this time, and this is how it looks. What do you think? It still looks a little wonky. I don't know. It looked lopsided. I don't know if it needs more rows on the outside. Let me show you how the picture looks on the computer. This is how it looks on the computer with the 10 rows. So I just have to sit here and think about it at this point to see. I really don't want to do half doubles. I just know that deep down in my heart, not even deep, I know that on the tip, I don't want to do half double crochets. I don't like them. So I'm just gonna take it down once again, and I'm gonna play with my chart, and I'm gonna play with my square. Then I'm gonna come back and show y'all how the grid looks, and then how my final square looks. Okay, I'm done. I've decided this is gonna be the look. I'm going with it, and I went with a 11 box width with an 8 box height, and this is what it looks like, y'all. Can you see it? Okay, and one thing about this, when you're looking at it, you really can't see it, like the pattern. But if you were to stand in a mirror or your camera, you can see it. So don't think that it looks ugly or look off. I've kind of realized that now that I'm doing it, that this is just going to be the look of it until you get like in front of a mirror. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to make a shirt. I was going to do a sweater, but it's too much, baby. The way this just kind of stressed me out. We're not finna jump in the ocean like that. So I'm going to just do a shirt. I'm going to measure how long I want the shirt on the front. We're going to do 2 panels probably, yeah. Front panel, back panel, and the sleeves. So let me go ahead and measure my width, and then I will come back and let y'all know how my width looks. Okay, and when we're talking about width, you want to go from hip to hip like that. And mine is about a 17. Your number may be different. So I got 17 inches around. Or you could just take your whole body, measure it like that. You get your number, and you divide it by 2. So my full body waist was 36. So when I take that 36 and divide it by 2, it's 18. But I did take off like an inch because it will stretch, and I don't want the shirt to be too baggy. So that's why I went down an inch, like 1 inch. So 17. Okay, so now that you have, your front panel is going to be 17 inches, you have to figure out how many of these will fit in that 17 inches. So I'm just going to measure this. This came out to be about 2.5 inches. So now you have to see how many of those 2.5 inches are going to fit into 17. So when you do your math, you just take 17 divided by 2.5, which is like 7, between 6 and 7, 6.8. So now almost 7 of these will be the length of your front panel. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So now I'm going to make 17 of these, but I'm not going to make them individual. I'm just going to make 17 inches worth of chains. So that way we can just have it all connected and we don't have to go by and add each square individually. So I'm going to go ahead and do 17 inches worth of chains, and I'll be back. Also, remember, it has to be in multiples of 11. So what I did 66 chains, and it didn't quite get to the 17, but I do have to take in account for when I do steam it, it's going to stretch. So I have 66 chains, and now I just want to do 2 more chains for my double crochet, for my first double crochet. Okay. So for our first row, we're about to follow this pattern all the way down the chains. So we're going to do 5 double crochets, a chain 1, skip a space, 5 double crochets. So we're going to do that pattern all the way down the end of the chain. Okay, now we're coming up on our last 6 stitches. Now if you did this correctly, on your last 6 stitches, you should have your chain 1, skip a stitch, and go into the next one, and you should end off with 5 double crochets in those last 5 stitches. That way you've done the first row correctly. And I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what our first row looks like. just like a strip with some mesh stitches in it. Kind of reminds me of filet crochet a little bit, just a tad bit, because you're kind of like creating a design within, but it's like the opposite of filet. So row 2, I'll go back and look at my picture. So looking at row 2, this is going to be our stitch repeat. You're going to chain 4, skip a stitch, double crochet, skip a stitch with a chain, and 4 double crochets. So that row 2 is going to be our row repeat all the way back down the opposite side of the chain. So I'm at the end of the row. I'm going to chain 1. You could do a stack single crochet or however you like to go into the next row. I like to chain 1, turn my rows, and the pattern calls for 4 double crochets. So I'm going to do my 4 double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it wants me to chain 1 and skip a space. So I'm going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and I'm going to go directly into this space here. Do a double crochet. And then it wants me to chain 1 again, skip a stitch, and go into the next stitch and do a double crochet. So it looks like that. And then I want to do 3 more double crochets because I have to do 4 total. Okay, and so this is how it's looking. Looks like a little face. So now I'm going to do that pattern all the way back down. I'm going to do 4 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, 4 double crochets. So I'm going to do that, and I will see y'all when I get to the end. All right, row 2 is done, and you should be looking something like this, where it looks like the face all the way down. So now we're about to go to row 3, and we are going to chain 1, turn my work, and in row 3 calls for 3 double crochets, a chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets. So I'm going to do that all the way back down. So 3 double crochets, okay, chain 1, skip that stitch, go right into the mesh stitch, go right into that one, and go right into the mesh stitch again, chain 1, skip a stitch, and go into the next one, and do 2 more after that. So that is the repeat pattern for that one. 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets. So I'm just gonna do that all the way back down. Row 3 is done, and you should have something looking like this. Kind of looks like half a diamond all the way down. Row 3 was pretty quick. Now we're on row 4. Chain 1. Row 4 calls for 2 double crochets. Chain 1, skip a space, go into the mesh stitch. You're going to do 4 more double crochets. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. Let's see. So we need 1 more. So 1 in the space. So we should have a total of 5. So it's a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, 5 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, and 3 double crochets. And that is the repeat. So we can see our heart, the bottom of the heart, steady building up. So I'm gonna do that all the way down, and I'll see y'all in a sec. And row 4 is done, and you can see the bottom of the heart forming. Now we're gonna move on to row 5. Chain 1, turn our work. We're gonna do 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, go into the mesh stitch, and you're gonna do 7 double crochets. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that mesh stitch, chain 1, skip a space, and 1. Uh-oh. 1 double crochet. So that is the pattern for row 5. Okay, so I'm thinking row 5 and row 6 were the same, but row 6 actually has the middle of the heart right here. So it's going to be a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets, and then another chain 1, skip a space here. So make sure you, if you're doing this pattern as well, don't forget that one, because I almost did, but I caught myself. So I did my double crochet, I did my skip a space. So look, I did 3 double crochets, which are right here. Now I need to do a chain 1, skip a space, skip that space, go into the next one, and then so that's a total of 3 double crochets. So I just did 1, 2, and 3. Then we're gonna do a double crochet, a chain 1, skip a space, which is the mesh. We're gonna skip the mesh, and we're gonna go in the one next to it, and this is how it looks. So you have 3 boxes on row 6. So now we're going towards the top of the heart. So now you're just gonna continue that, and I'll meet you back when I'm all the way down the row. I ain't gonna lie to you. Row 6 almost took me down for a little bit, but this is how we're looking. So now it's time for row 7. So we're gonna do our chain 1, turn, and row 7 is 2 double crochets. That's 1, 2 is right in the stitch. And then it is a chain 1, skip a space, and row 7 is a little hard, and double crochet in the next one. And then we're going to chain 1 again, kind of skip a space, chain in the mesh, then we're going to chain again, skip a space, go into the next one. Let's see. So we got 2 chains, a space, a chain, a space, a chain, a space. Then you're going to chain again, skip a space, chain right into the mesh like that, and then 1 more chain right here on the end. So row 7 should look like this. You should have 4, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 2 double crochets on the end. So that one looks a little confusing, so you got to pay a lot of attention to that one, because we get to the top of this heart. So I'm gonna show you my next row, or my next heart. So I'm gonna chain 2 double crochets, sorry. So there's 1, 2, the second one right in that mesh stitch. I'm gonna chain 1, skip a stitch, go into the next one, chain 1, skip a stitch, go into the next mesh stitch, chain 1 again, skip a stitch, go into this, chain 1 again, skip a stitch, go into the next mesh stitch, and then double crochet in the next chain. So you should have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 2 double crochets. Sometimes you got to just move them over so you can see it, because it will look a little spacey, but you just have to move it over. So if you hold it back, you can kind of see the heart coming to an end. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, row 8 is our last row, and then we'll just do the row repeat after this to the height, or the height that you want it. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and row 8 says 3 double crochets, 2, and the third one is in that mesh stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, skip a space, chain in that next mesh stitch, and you're going to do 2 more double crochets, so 1 in that middle stitch, and then the next double crochet into that mesh stitch, and then we're going to chain 1 and skip a space, and then into that chain we're going to do a double crochet, and then 2 more double crochets. So that is the top of our heart. And of course it's kind of hard to see. But now you're just going to do that all the way down. 3 double crochets, a chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip a space, 3 double crochets. So I will see you at the end of row 8. But I'm not going to come back actually because I just gave you the pattern. So I'm going to do this to a length that I want. I haven't decided if I want to do a shirt, a sweater, or anything, honestly. But I hope it'll be wide enough because I did, like I said, 66 plus 2. But I feel like I should have did 77 plus 2. So it could be like really, really oversized. But this may just be fitted. But you never know until I steam it. Because once you steam it, it just gets so loose sometimes. You just never know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all after rows and rows and rows. And I'll let you know how many I did. Okay, so I have my 2 panels. And now that I'm looking at it, I wish I had did 7 hearts instead of 6. Because I do want it to fit a little wider. Right now, this one will be like a perfect fit, which still wouldn't look bad. So, next time, I know these are upside down. Next time I know to do 7 panels. Because I'm like in a size medium. So, next time do 77. So, what I'm going to do is some stitches on the side of both of them. And then I'm going to conjoin them. And that's just giving it a little more width. So, I'm going to do some half doubles or some doubles. So I'll be back when I do that. Okay, now I have my sleeve done and I did 55 chains and it shows 5 hearts going around, and this way it will fit over my arm. That was comfortable for me. So I did leave a long tail after I did my last one. And now I'm just going to go to where I have this hole. And I'm going to literally stitch this onto this. Just like that. Okay, so after I did one sleeve, I decided to just go ahead and make it a short sleeve. And I tried this on. And it is fitting like a baby tee. So I'm just going to leave this one as a baby tee. It still fits pretty good. It just fits snug a little bit. Fits tight. And what I did the sleeves separately. And then I went and sewed it on. But I'm going to try this one. I'm going to actually just start it on the sweater versus the other way. Instead of sewing it on. Just to see which way would be easier when I am writing the pattern for people to follow. So, like I said, I got the neck part on this side and the short sleeve. And it consists of 5 hearts. So that was 55 stitches. So now I'm going to do 55 stitches on this side and see which one is easier. So I'll be right back. So I'm back and I tried to latch it on like I thought I was going to do. But I actually didn't like the way the stitches looked. So I'm going to do the sleeves separate and then go back and sew it onto the shirt. So right now what I did, I just chained 55. So I just measured like around my arm. And it has to be in multiples of 11. So that's why I have my 55. And then I'm going to join my stitches. And I'm just going to work in the rounds. So I did kind of find that easier. So now I'm coming up on this last stitch before we are starting to curve underneath. So I'm just going to curve right along with it. You just kind of have to watch closely to where you put your last stitch. And just go around. You have to do some flipping of the shirt. And now I did go ahead and put my front panel and back panel all together, but If you found that you left too much space, then you'll have to go back and add some more thread to that so you can close it up. So I might have to go back and add. And then you just kind of want to take a look at it and make sure the sleeves are even. So let me take a look. Okay, so looking at the sleeves here, just kind of look at the row where this one stops, and I just go all the way across. So I just need to kind of stretch that one just a little bit down before I start going on the opposite side of the sleeve, because you want them to be even on both sides. So I just gotta make sure I pay attention to where I'm sewing. So I got about one more stitch before I start curving. And I think this is the row that they both meet on. I'm gonna take a look again just to make sure. Uh-oh. So yeah, that is the row. So now I'm gonna go underneath the arms. Go to the next stitch, and you will be pulling, as you can see. Uh-oh. So I need to jump on this side, then, and that's because I had to stop on this stitch. So no, I'm not gonna jump there because I'm gonna actually need to sew this up here. So I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna jump down to this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and close up this hole. So that way I don't have to rejoin another piece of yarn. I'm gonna just do it right here. So I'm just closing it up. And I'm just gonna go back up to the sleeve and start back where I left off. And I'm just gonna go around. And that's how that is done. So I will meet y'all at the end when I have sewn all the way back up the arm. All right, y'all, the shirt is done. The ends have been weaved in. I'm stopped up. I can't breathe. But now it's time to steam our baby tea. Isn't she adorbs? I'm going to try her on after I steam her to see if I should put like a little collar on her. Or like some single crochets around the neck. But I'm going to just steam her first. And then I'm going to try her on. So let's go steam her. Okay, and now let's try her on. Okay, and this is how she came out. Back side. Sideways. Is she not the cutest shirt? She is so cute. Close up. I do have a black bandeau on underneath. But look at this. Now with this pattern, I do want to do more. And you can see the hearts, you know. And the relaxed look made it so cute. And I did not I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I do like the little excess shoulder and neck that it's giving. I like it. Another success. All right, thank y'all again for watching. If you stayed the whole video, again, my name is Naesha. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.